Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for taking a look at my video. In this video I'm going to do the Tag de France, an original tag for Booktube 2024. I was tagged in a video by Pat at Book Chat by Pat 8668. I'm just going to repeat what Pat said to properly credit the creator of this tag. Tag de France, an original tag for Booktube 2024. Hashtag Summer of Sport. Hashtag Tour de France 2024. This original tag, created by Gavin at Genre Books 23, corresponds with the various parts of the Tour de France, the famed cycling race. Gavin created this tag to link in with both the hashtag Summer Sports and the hashtag Tour de France 2024. Pat was tagged by Gavin at Genre Books 23. Give yourself bonus points if the book is French. This tag has 10 prompts, and apologies if my French pronunciation isn't very good. The first prompt is Le Grand Départ, a memorable preference, introduction, or opening line. A couple of introductions come to mind. The introduction of A Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway that I read had an introduction by a younger relative of his, and in this introduction it talked about a very important thing that occurred toward the end of the book, and this was disturbing to me. I don't think people should assume that just because a book's a classic that a reader is going to know what's going to happen. I don't think it should be revealed like this. I've seen other booktubers talk about other classic books that do this. It just shouldn't be assumed that a person has read the book before, no matter how famous it is. Could very well be like me, picking up a book for the first time. The second introduction I want to talk about is the edition of Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad that I read. It talked about how extensively European countries colonized Africa. And I hadn't realized how much the European countries carved up Africa. I know this is ignorant on my part, although in the U.S. this isn't talked about that much. But the information is available to me, I just didn't pursue it. The second prompt is Maillot Vert, a book under 150 pages. I'm going to give several books, and these are all books that I really liked. The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson is 128 pages. The Time Machine by H.G. Wells is 108 pages. The Year of the Dog by Grace Lynn is 133 pages. The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn is 64 pages. The Deal of a Lifetime by Frederick Bachman is 89 pages. How to Fly in 10,000 Easy Lessons by Barbara Kingsolver is 128 pages. The Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens is 118 pages. Prime Meridian by Sylvia Moreno Garcia is 106 pages. And these books may be short, but they do all pack a punch. They're all really good books. And most of them I'm going to wonder how they could be so short because there's so much in them. The third prompt is King of the Mountains, a book that you persevered with and are glad you did. This book is The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I really struggled with the first 100 pages or so. Then I settled in, and I was really glad I completed it. It may be the only book of classic Russian literature I ever read. I'm glad I read this one. The fourth prompt is Maillot Jaune, a book where yellow is prominent. I'm going to mention a couple books in this one. The first is The Lego Story by Jens Anderson. In this case, the color of the cover is really the yellow reference, and I think that this prompt is a attempt for a little deeper than that the book actually has some topic about yellow. So another book I thought about is The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. This is not a book I've read yet, but I can tell by the title that yellow plays a prominent role in the book, unlike the first one, which I mentioned, which is just the cover. The fifth prompt is Lanterne Rouge, a book you relate to. This book is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. It actually was released in May 2, 2023, It had huge sales. It was both loved and reviled. And I only started reading it recently, and I'm glad I did. I'm enjoying it. The negative of doing it that way is there's some things I know about it, especially one important fact. So that's a reason why I shouldn't sleep on books. The sixth prompt is Hors, categorie. What's the hardest book that you've read or failed to read? That was probably Wild Blood by Nancy A. Collins. I read several of her other books and liked them. She has a very cool character, a vampire named Sonia Blue. And I read some of the Sonia Blue books. This book was about shapeshifters. And there was a couple of really brutal SA scenes, and there was a killing that really disturbed me. I didn't necessarily consciously DNF it. What happened is I put it aside at one point, and I intending to pick it up later, and then I did a big unhaul. And this book, when I came across it, I just decided to unhaul it. So that was probably the most difficult book to read, and I didn't finish it. The seventh prompt is Endurance, your favorite series. I read all 21 books and some short stories in the Sisters of the Otherworld series by Yasmin Galenorn. And despite the length of the series and all the books and short stories I read, I was still sad when I was done with it. It wasn't, even though this category is called Endurance, it wasn't difficult for me to get through this series. I really enjoyed reading all the books and short stories. The eighth prompt is Champs-Élysées, your favorite Paris novel. I don't actually have one. The only French authors I can think of that I read anything from are Jules Verne. I've read a few books. Albert Camus, I read The Stranger. And I read about the first 100 pages of Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. And the last may well have had something set in Paris, in those first 100 pages, but I don't remember. And I'm sure in other books that I've read, there's at least some scenes set in Paris, but nothing comes to mind. I will offer a musical suggestion. Sabrina Carpenter has a song called Paris, which is really good. Put it out a few years back. And the ninth prompt is Lance Armstrong. Have you ever cheated with a book to get to the end quicker? No, I haven't. I read every word, actually. I even read the blurbs in the front, which doesn't make any sense, I suppose, since I already have the book. So I don't skip to the end. I don't skip sections. The 10th prompt is the team. Tag some people. If you're viewing this, consider yourself tagged. If you would like to do this, please do. I would love to see your answers, whether you do it in a video, or if that's not something you do or don't want to do. If you want to answer one or more of these prompts in the comments, I'd be interested in reading them. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell to get notified when I upload future videos. I hope you have a wonderful day.